guys, this video is a video response to he asked us bushcrafters what is bushcraft for us, what does it mean for us. So I'm gonna try to explain what does bushcraft mean for me. I have to start a long time ago. I used to call what I do in the woods kind of survival. Indeed, when I was something like 8 years old, my mom was that is teacher, was going to teach in a school, a specialized school, which is somewhere near the woods. So all Wednesday afternoon, when I didn't have class, I was with her there. I was always wandering in the woods around. So I was like, just trying to do what I have seen in the books, like my first survival book, which was lighting fire with by rubbing two sticks or stuff like that. So I've built my first teapot or billy can out of pop can, Perrier pop can, which is oh well, I have that. It's not my first billy can, but this is what I made my first billy can out of, and I really enjoyed making spruce tea or stuff like that. So this was my first real contact with the woods. I was often in the woods with my father for bicycle or just to get out and breathe some nice air. And then with time I've started to read a lot of survival books. So that's why when I say I'm an active outdoorsman, is I mean really I was doing survival at that time, trying to know primitive skills and trying to learn a maximum from the woods, or what our ancestors were doing out in the woods to survive. And then I realized that what I was doing was not really survival, as survival is pretty ugly. You do whatever you have to survive, so you have the minimal, you don't count on comfort in the first place. So I've started to call that, well, self-reliance, or I don't have really a translation for the word I used, but bushcraft is really a word I'm using for like 2 or 3 years now, since I've discovered the bushcrafters community. And well, for years I just needed to go out and just try to build stuff and try to train my primitive skills. And then I've also been called, my nickname for years, I was called by my friends Matt Giver, because I was most of the time ready to have a solution to repair any problem or issue one can encounter. So what bushcraft means for me is just the ability to get out in the woods with only a knife or the minimal gear, and make everything you need. You can build tools, you can cook a dinner with only what you can find in the woods. And this is the ability to not to survive, but to live out in the woods, to build what you need to have, and to have only minimal ready-made gear. And now bushcraft is for me really a really important part of my life, as I really need to get out in the woods as soon as I can, even if it's only 1 hour or two. Just build a small shelter, sometimes you encounter problems like forgetting your piece of string or guy lines, and have to replace that with spruce roots, and just it develops your imagination, and knowing that knowledge is allows you to bring less in the woods is something that really attracts me in bushcraft. And well, bushcraft is really a way to get out of the cities and just leave the pressure, chill in the woods, just take the energy that you can get from the nature. And this is really what bushcraft means for me now. Really having your imagination that is developed by trying to find solutions to problems, and everything you can do out in the woods while bushcrafting could be transposed to our modern life in the cities, in your job, or trying to find solutions to problems. Even if I don't often make feather sticks at work, you have other kinds of problems that you have to solve, and trying to build your own gear and solve your problems here in the woods with the minimum gear develops your brain on how to adapt to a new situation in your everyday's life. And this is something that I really like about bushcraft. Also, before I decided to become a lawyer, I wanted to become a lawyer for about the same age, about 8 years old. I wanted to become a lawyer. Then I've discovered all the bushcraft, the outdoors, the great outdoors, and then I had to make a choice. I wanted to be either a lawyer or a survival instructor. What I didn't wanted was to live from your hobby, your favorite hobby. I wanted to live from my job and have my hobby to leave the pressure and just leave all the stress from the cities behind. Well, bushcraft is, in my opinion, more than a hobby. I call it a hobby because I have a lack of English words for for that, but it's almost a way of thinking and a way of life, doctrine, philosophy of living. And I'm just so fan and so interested in what those our ancestors or those old bushcrafters in the Hudson Bay company did or discovered, or how they lived off the grid for weeks, months, even years. That maybe being here in the woods allows me to feel a bit like if I was a tracker or one of those guys back then. So, bushcraft, in conclusion, is really for me a philosophy and a way to know and respect nature around you. Try to know how to adapt to nature, and not try to bend nature to your own needs, like pretty much any bushcrafters I've encountered so far, that we have to adapt to nature. And this is, I think, really important nowadays to remember and never to forget.